Lengua 3.3 Direct object pronouns. Direct object pronouns are words that replace direct objects. Consider in English, I read the book. I understand it. In the second sentence, we do not repeat the book but instead replace the book with the direct object pronoun it. We can do the same thing in Spanish. A direct object can be a person or a thing. It is the direct recipient of the verbal action. It is the person or thing that gets verbed. People can be direct objects. I see them, they hug you, we found her, but it is more common for direct objects to be things. This means we will practice much more with using the direct object pronouns lo, la, los, and los. As you might have guessed, the gender and number of the direct object pronoun will match the gender and number of the direct object it is replacing. For example, estudio español. Lo estudio en PSU. Escucho música. La escucho en el autobús. Necesito ayuda con estas palabras. No las entiendo. ¿Por qué haces los ejercicios? Los hago porque son útiles. Why do we need direct object pronouns? Look at the 3 sets of sentences below. Both sentences in each pair are grammatically correct, but the first is redundant. It repeats an object that was already mentioned. In the second of each pair, the repeated object has been replaced by a direct object pronoun. This is a much more natural structure. Me gusta el café, y tomo café todos los días. The placement options for direct object pronouns are the same as we saw with indirect object pronouns. To review indirect object pronouns, look back over Lengua 2.7. These are the 2 most common placement options. 1. Placed before a conjugated verb, lo hago. 2. Attached to the end of an infinitive, puedo hacerlo. In English, direct object pronouns come after the verb, such as in we heard it. In Spanish, they are very often placed before the verb. This can cause confusion for English speakers learning Spanish. Look at the example sentences below, focusing on the words that are underlined. Despite the word order, focus first on the verb. The verb and its conjugation tell us what action is being done, when it is happening, and who is doing it. Once you have gathered that information, then look at the direct object pronoun and see what is being verbed. 1. Cuando no hay clases, la profesora escribe las instrucciones para la tarea y las envía por email. 2. Fabian y Celia hacen la mejor pizza del mundo. Pero solo la venden los viernes. 3. Mi hermano escribe libros de ficción y los publica en internet. Dice que mucha gente los lee. Yo no quiero leerlos porque no me gustan los libros de ficción. Remember that the verb is conjugated based on who does the action, and the direct object pronoun reflects who or what gets verbed. Finally, be aware that a common error after learning direct object pronouns is to start trying to use lo in Spanish every time you would use the word it in English. Direct object pronouns are only for when something gets verbed. There are plenty of times in which it is the subject rather than the object, such as in the sentences below. In these cases, there is no Spanish equivalent for the English it, we simply conjugate the verb appropriately. Me gusta el café, y lo tomo todos los días. Cuando haces la tarea para la clase de español? Hago la tarea por la tarde. Cuando haces la tarea para la clase de español? La hago por la tarde. Estoy tomando 3 clases de árabe porque necesito las clases para mi diploma. Estoy tomando 3 clases de árabe porque las necesito para mi diploma. It is important to understand the concept of the direct object so that you can identify which part of the sentence you will be replacing with a direct object pronoun. Consider these sentences. Yo escribo las instrucciones en el papel, y mi compañero underscore 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 Lee. I write the instructions on the paper, and my partner reads underscore 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 underscore. What is being read? The thing that is being read is the direct object. Is it the paper or the instructions? Since it's the instructions, which is feminine and plural, the direct object pronoun will be las, mi compañero las Lee.